Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a massive update from Google that is fundamentally changing how e-commerce promotions get discovered and displayed online. If you're running an online store right now, you really need to pay attention to this. Starting globally on May 3, 2025, Google rolled out a feature in the Merchant Center that automatically connects your store's marketing emails directly to the Google search results page. Now, I know that question right there might cause some immediate panic. The short answer, yes. But seriously, take a breath. Before you start stressing about privacy breaches or locking down your inbox, we're going to clarify exactly what Google is and, honestly, more importantly, what it isn't looking at. The entire goal here is actually to help you sell more stuff with zero extra effort on your end. So let's define what we're actually talking about. The feature is called Marketing Content Usage. Basically, here's the deal. If your business sends out marketing emails, newsletters, big sale announcements, product launches, Google can now subscribe to those emails. It then automatically extracts that promotional content and blasts it across its massive ecosystem. We're talking search, shopping, maps, ads, and brand profiles. Okay, here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The new marketing feature. 2. How the automation works. 3. Safe versus unsafe data. 4. Benefits and potential concerns. And finally, 5. How to take control. All right, let's get into Section 1, the new marketing feature.
Getting a handle on the basics, the absolute key takeaway here is the sheer scale of this update. If your website has a newsletter sign-up form, this global feature lets Google pull your public sale announcements, your product launches, your brand images directly onto all of these major platforms. Think about it. Your weekly newsletter deals automatically populating into Google Shopping or showing up as highlights when someone searches for your brand on Google Maps. It's an unprecedented bridge linking your email marketing straight to Google's search ecosystem.
Moving right along to Section 2, how the automation works.
So how does Google actually get this info from your website onto the search results? Well, it's a completely automated 4-step process. First off, Google systems crawl your site and find your public newsletter sign-up form. Second, Google automatically subscribes itself to your mailing list. Third, it receives your emails, reads them, and indexes the promotional content. And finally, step 4, it displays that relevant info right in front of active shoppers. You literally don't have to lift a single finger to syndicate your latest deals. Pretty wild, right? But hey, what if you don't actually have a public sign-up form on your website? Google thought of that too. If you still want in on this massive visibility boost, here's a pro tip for you. You can manually add this specific email address, marketingemail2go@google.com, directly to your subscriber list. It's basically a direct pipeline feeding your latest promotions straight into Google's indexing system. This really brings the feature to life. Let's look at that first example. Say a clothing brand sends out an email announcing a summer sale, flat 40% off t-shirts. When a customer is searching for men's t-shirts online, Google translates that exact email into a bright, eye-catching 40% off sale badge right on your product listings. Or say you launch a new leather backpack. Google spots that email and tags your products with a new arrival badge. It even scans for your social media links, like Instagram or YouTube, and seamlessly connects them to your brand profile.
Okay, on to Section 3, safe versus unsafe data. Time to address the elephant in the room. Because Google is basically an email subscriber now, it is absolutely vital to know what it's actually looking at. On the left, we've got the safe data. Google is only going to index public promotional content, stuff like sale announcements, product updates, brand images, videos, that sort of thing. But look at the right side. Google completely ignores unsafe private data. It is not using personal emails, order confirmations, purchase invoices, or any private customer data, period.
To make this crystal clear, let's compare two emails. An email subject that says, Black Friday sale, 50% off store-wide. That's a massive public marketing blast. Google will happily grab that 50% off promo and broadcast it across shopping results. But an email that says, Hi John, here's your private coupon code, save 90. That's a highly personalized offer. Google's systems are specifically trained to recognize and ignore this kind of personalized private data entirely. It will never see the light of day publicly.
Now, it's not just text we're talking about here. What about your images? Well, if your newsletter features a gorgeous, wide banner image of a new shoe release, Google's AI might automatically analyze that image, crop it, and resize it to create a perfectly optimized promotional card for Google Shopping. This makes sure your brand visuals fit naturally into the search experience. But yeah, it does mean you're letting an algorithm play art director with your carefully designed banners.
All right, Section 4, benefits and potential concerns.
With all the mechanics and privacy boundaries laid out, let's objectively look at the ROI here. Let's start with the upside, because it's substantial. For Shopify stores, Etsy sellers with standalone sites, really any e-commerce brand, this means automatic extraction of your weekly deals or holiday offers. It dramatically increases visibility and promotes your sales automatically. Instead of your team manually creating a new promo in Merchant Center every single time you run a weekend flash sale, Google just reads the email and updates your shopping exposure in real time. It's a huge time saver.
But as with literally any automated system, there are some very valid concerns you need to be aware of. You might be worried about the AI mistakenly indexing an expired promotion that you forgot to pause, or maybe it just totally misunderstands the context of an email. There's also that slight loss of control over your branding we talked about, especially if Google decides to crop your banners in a way you never would have chosen. Relying on an algorithm means you're ultimately trusting its interpretation of your marketing.
But listen, here is the ultimate reassurance for a super common fear. What happens if there is conflicting information? Let's say your official Google Merchant Center feed says a product is $99, but some older marketing email floating around says it's $89. Which one does Google show? The answer is always your manually submitted data. Your direct Merchant Center feed acts as the ultimate source of truth, and it's always going to override any conflicting info pulled from an automated email.
Finally, Section 5. How to take control. If this whole automation thing just doesn't sit right with your highly controlled brand strategy, or honestly, if it just makes you uneasy, the good news is pulling the plug is incredibly straightforward. By following these 5 simple steps, go to Merchant Center Settings, click General, find Marketing Content Usage, and select Do Not Share Data. You are completely opted out. Once you hit Save, Google immediately stops using your future emails, and any data they already collected gets gradually purged. Oh, and a quick reminder, if you're frantically opening a new tab to check your settings right now, just take a breath. This entire feature only applies if your website actually has a public newsletter sign-up form for Google to find, or if you actively went in and added Google to your mailing list. If your site doesn't even have an email subscription option, this whole thing doesn't apply to you at all. You're opted out by default. Before we wrap up, this summary table is a fantastic cheat sheet. Feel free to screenshot this. Does Google read your marketing emails? Yes. Are personal emails accessed? No. Will it override your manual Merchant Center feed? No. Will personalized coupons be shown? No way. And most importantly, can you opt out? Yes, you can. You have full control, and your private data remains totally secure.
So, armed with all this knowledge of how the marketing content usage update bridges your inbox straight to the search results, the ball is completely in your court. Are you going to embrace the automation and let Google syndicate your sales to millions of shoppers with zero effort? Or will you opt out to keep strict, manual control over every single pixel of your brand's presence? It's a massive shift in e-commerce strategy, and I'll leave that final decision up to you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.